Good morning. Welcome to Options Center. Want to do an update. We're looking for a top. So why am I so adamant about a top here? This is another point where I think we top out and we have to make a decision whether this is going to remain a bullish or a bearish market. I have the theory of the bear market, but I always have to keep in mind if a certain level holds, then we have to continue on the bullish rise. So, as I said in the past, we're looking for this to be a possible ending diagonal if the bullish scenario takes place. And so we'll probably hit that upper trend line once again. That's a major trend line from 1929, actually. So major top there. We pulled back, possibly retesting the top, but I want to keep in mind that I think that this may be a top that also corrects much further here. So I'll show you the level that really matters on this. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit on the monthly time frame. And this box here, I left that there because we were there for almost 14 months. This is going to be a very important level for us to retest. And this is also an ascending triangle. So we broke out from there. We're above all the moving averages. We came above that 20, which is super important. We're trending up on the 8 EMA. So this is a bullish chart. Now, if we come back to retest this area right here, this is going to be the determining factor. We start breaking down from this 4100 area, then we're going to be looking much more bearish. Now, I guess I'm considered a contrarian because I've been playing puts recently, but I think we're in that top area, and I'll show you why. Also, for the bullish scenario, another thing for the bulls, this histogram is starting to turn green. Well, that's on this monthly candle, so we need this candle to again push to the upside for this histogram and this bull cross to be confirmed. Okay, so let's move over to the weekly time frame. On the weekly, so we're going to check these out all the way down to the 65-minute chart. We're also going to check out the Elliott wave pattern that I have, maybe even the market structure of higher highs and higher lows. So on the weekly time frame, you see this rising pivot here from 2018, the megaphone price action we have here, very important trend line. Well, we're at that trend line again. Now it's a zone, so yes, it could be moved slightly, but I have it on these two very important tops here. It touches here as well, and then you see we peaked above it and then broke back down from it here. You have several touches all the way across, so this is an important pivot here that we're right up against right now. And so why have I been shorting? Because of this, because we came to it, drop, came to it, drop, came to it, drop. So what I think we're doing is forming a top at this point. Okay, so right now the trend is still up. You see the trend is still up, trend is up, trend is up until we break down. But I love playing these tops here. Okay, let's go. That's all I had for that one. We are starting to get a slight divergence on the RSI, so we're starting to weaken with these three moves here. You'll see it better on the daily time frame, but this is a three peak there, a three peak divergent, negative divergence. So let's go ahead and go to the daily. Trend is our friend. Boom, boom. All right, same thing. We have this rising pivot here, kind of just oscillating through it. That's from the from this, if you draw it as a rising ascending wedge. We're up above it again, but again, we keep breaking down from it. It's because we're touching this rising pivot here. So that's a better look at it. We're getting right into this resistance zone. So we're also in the resistance zone here. It could go a little higher, sure. But you see where it broke down, price broke down from here. Broke out, so breakout level. A support level here. And this might even be considered that zone, but you see this whole consolidation here. So that's sort of like the bow and arrow consolidation point. So that validates it as well. And then you have some breakdown candles here, breakout, breakdown. So a lot of points here as well. So that's going to play an important role right here. So you have some confluence going on. So we are short again. We keep throwing on some call protection into CPI we did. So we were lucky to have that, and we took off our protection. We're looking for some down movement at this point. Here's a better look at it. You have this resistance here on the MACD. The MACD has been breaking down from that point here. And we also have the 3 peak on the MACD and the RSI as well. So all these bearish indicators that a trend change is imminent. So with the trend change, here is the important part we're looking at. This ascending triangle that I have in the turquoise, that's got to hold. That is a very, very important breakout zone. You see we had all of these zones here, all of these zones here, broke out from it, use it as support, and have a breakout. Now, that's also, if we move over to the Elliott wave portion, we have this Elliott wave. This is my bearish screen. We have the 100% here. I'm actually going to take this out now because I was counting this as an A either being or the WXY or an A and then B here and then a 5 wave move up for C there. That would have been the 100% from A compared to C. Okay, I'm no longer counting it that way because we rose above that 100%. So I'm going to eliminate that. And now I'm going to make this an ABC here for a W, X, and then an ABC here. And if you look pretty closely, we have a triangle for the wave B. And then we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then 4, 5 to complete. Now we're coming into a couple cycles. Let me zoom in here. The 100% is the WXY, where W equals Y. So we have that zone there coming right up at 45.10, and right above that zone is also the 786 retracement. So this is a great zone to short in. Again, yes, we're scaling in now because it doesn't have to reach that zone, but we also have a time ratio here for tomorrow and for Friday. So those two relationships are very important to us as well. So next week we're looking for a big trend change week. We'll see how this week ends. But if you're wondering what these relationships are, let me go ahead and tighten up the screen again. So we have two relationships. There's one from peak to peak to peak, and then the other would be our low to high. Okay, so both those very important relationships. We'll see how price affects it. We'll see where we come into. If we come into this zone into Thursday and Friday, if we come right up to this 100% from W to Y and the 786 zone, I'll be shorting pretty aggressive once again. Okay, so that's the major point I want